Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. We are inadvertently wearing Bears colors today. So.
We really are. I got my JD shirt on.
Yes, and I have a shirt
on.
I have a shirt from a bar crawl I went to 4 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Bar crawls to me like
I mean, it was like
it's like dentist.
It was more like bar. Yeah, it was more like a bar crawl. It was like you're there long enough to have like a drink, and that was pretty.
Fair enough. That's my style. I'll take that. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's I'm too old for that shit, as they say in the old country.
Yes, you are.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for jumping in, everybody. We appreciate it. Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod. That includes TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and for the time being, Twitter, while it's still alive. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. If you're watching there, please hit that like button right underneath the description there. That is very, very helpful for us when you do that. And make sure to check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. Email us, imfatpod@gmail.com, and the fat phone is 708-858-3314. Rick?
Mm-hmm.
It is the best week on the calendar.
Oh, it is.
It is Thanksgiving week, and it kind of snuck up on me because the month of November, it keeps sneaking up on me.
Yeah, I think it's because cold snuck up on us.
Yeah, it was 80, and then it was 30, and it was like a big middle finger right in the middle. We'll see no gradual decline to this. No. You just deal with it. And I guess if I had to choose, we were kind of bitching that it was still hot, but if this becomes the norm, we're just, okay, the second week in November is when it gets cold, and we know it's going to be warm until then, I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take an extended summer, but I had already shifted, as George Costanza says, to soup mode. And then it was hitting, 75 and 80 degrees, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I like having fall. I love, we've talked about it a million times, like mid 50s through mid 70s is like perfect.
Yeah.
But, even into the mid 40s, that is still pretty solid. Like as long as we're above freezing, I can deal.
Yeah. Give me the 65 in the day, like 35, 40 at night.
Yep.
Fire pit weather. That is my favorite season.
Yes. And it lasts for about 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. That's the frustration. How Halloween, if it hadn't been raining, would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day after Halloween was really nice. But then, it's just cold. It's just cold, and it's Thanksgiving week, and I'm going to have my annual football game with my family this week and see how my body holds up this time. Trying not to be injured. We're going to my aunt's. We're not hosting Thanksgiving this year. We're all going to my aunt's house.
Nice.
It's just easier with my parents and my, just instead of them having to come here and then us having to.
Mm-hmm.
I know how much food to make. We just go to my aunt's. She cooks for everybody. It's a huge party, and everybody just gets what they want, and it's very easy. So, and if my parents get sick of me, they can go find other entertainment. I don't have to.
My favorite low-key dynamic. My favorite low-key dynamic of this process is you versus your parents.
It's not versus. It's just a matter of
at times
as they get older,
they
become more difficult to manage / please.
Right.
Like they're just stubborn and they're frustrated and they don't feel great. So their attitude isn't great. So they're not as like they don't have the flexibility emotionally that they used to have.
Yeah.
So everything now is kind of a bigger deal. Every move out of the house is a bigger deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like journey out into the public becomes a bigger deal. They came to Addie's musical this week, and it's a whole process of meeting them at the car, showing them where the door is, helping them to get to it. And they're not feeble.
Right.
Not, it's just they refuse to. The older they get, the less they do for themselves. right?
Okay.
They want me to kind of handle everything. Like, well, here's the address, which you can plug in your phone. Here's also a map. Here's a screenshot of exactly where you should park and the door to go in. And then
Here's a car to drive directly in front of you that you can just follow.
right. It's like, okay, we're here. Where do we go now? I'm like, okay.
The door.
I don't mind. It's just every time it just becomes and hosting Thanksgiving for just me, Hope, Addie, and my parents is tough because then someone's left to entertain my parents while like one of us is preparing the food, and then we're kind of running back and forth. This will just be a much easier dynamic. And I think across the board, everyone's looking forward to it. So
nice.
Good. What are you doing for the greatest day on the calendar?
I am going downstate with Sam's family for a couple days.
The Colonel.
not that far. We're not going to Kentucky.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, Illitucky for sure.
I delete
the Colonel.
Okay, but the rest stands. The air horn stands. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now the question is, you're eating in front of Sam's family. Like, how do you contain yourself?
Right. Well, and also then there's just the different dynamics of like, I heard yesterday, and mind you, I am very open to trying different like family things.
Yeah.
Apparently, basically none of their family likes cranberry sauce, but Sam's sister and myself enjoy cranberry sauce. And apparently she makes a very good, not canned version of cranberry sauce. We've spoken about this, that for us, the canned version is like, you don't need to mess with it. However, if there's something to try that could be trying to like, bring it up a notch or two, I'm more than willing to give it a go.
Good. That's what I'm talking about. You got to be willing to experiment and try different things. And I never liked cranberry sauce in any form because I thought the stuff in the can was just gross looking. Like, why do I want this like gelatinous blob on my plate when I have this beautiful plate? Your parents get out like the nice silverware, the nice plates. Remember when families had those? And, and like, the plate is beautiful. There's a centerpiece, and then one of the plates has a gelatinous can-shaped blob.
Yes, a delicious gelatinous can-shaped blob. Which, to be fair, same.
Well, I would say you're can-shaped, but fair enough.
Close enough.
But yeah, Hope makes a really good homemade cranberry sauce, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So that's exciting, man. I'm happy for you. And
thank you.
Share what you want to share, of course. But
yeah.
I just know Thanksgiving's a big one. Like that is historically the day where someone in the family gets in an argument. Right? Like that's the stereotype is something's gonna go wrong on Thanksgiving and you'll just be there like Homer in the bushes.
Pretty much. I mean, as far as I understand, this is essentially like I will meet the rest of the like immediate-ish family.
Okay. So like brothers, sisters, kids, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have to meet a couple kids, grandma, dogs. Should be good.
Hello, Rover. I'm Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently that might be a bit of a thing. So we'll find out. But I'm interested to see to see what the food selection is, and I just hope that because this is coming out before Thanksgiving, that nothing has changed as a result of this podcast. So
I'm not gonna say it. I'm just curious. I'm just interested in your headspace going into it because
I'm excited because it's one of those where like it's not a true vacation because like I still got to do some work.
Yeah,
but it's just like stuff I can do remotely, so it's whatever.
That's great.
It's like so be there for a few days. Like get to know people better. Things are
there or no?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the sleeping arrangements?
I think it's pretty much like every couple's got a room, more or less.
That includes you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
very exciting to me. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm like living vicariously through you. This is amazing.
And actually, I know we'll talk about it later because I know we're doing Thanksgiving stuff now.
Oh yeah.
But I met parents yesterday
Ah,
at a place where we had some food, and I sent you a picture of said food.
yes, you did.
Yes, and the fact that I ate that and like I was able to eat that in front of people and then have no one run for the hills or tell Sam to run for the hills is probably a big win.
Well, I'm sure there's been conversations about our proclivities
Yes.
on the podcast.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think I don't know if there's gonna be any like big surprises for them. Like, oh, by the way,
Probably not.
Rick has a if I haven't mentioned this yet, Rick has a podcast about being fat. So,
Yes.
yeah. So to say if it gets away from you,
Yeah.
you've completely blacked out and lost focus and you're only looking at your plate.
Yes.
Just explain it's for the show. It's all for research.
Of course.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, we've already got some buy-in though. So there is some buy-in. So and I'll explain when we get to that part.
Okay. All right. So I'm assuming Sam's family will have a traditional turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, corn, all
Sounds like it. Or at least like a vast majority of those things.
that. So I am telling you this in case it's been a while since you and I have dated, but
Yes.
just
Not
you
each
and I
other,
dated
for the record.
It's been at least a week. But you should bring something. You should bring like a pie or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You got a good pie spot by you, don't you?
I think so. I forget. I have to look it up.
One in Geneva. I know you're not like right there, but
I know there's like ice cream,
okay.
but I don't know about pie. I mean, to be fair, there is the Baker Square in Woodridge, so I could just,
Hey, no one's mad about a Baker Square pie ever.
You're damn right.
Yeah, we're bringing that the Franklin Pie Company in Palos Heights on 123rd in Harlem. We're bringing they call it a chocolate silk because they don't want it sued.
Sure.
And pumpkin. We're bringing that to my aunt's house. So
okay,
looking forward to that.
that's
Bring some flowers or something too.
It's not a bad idea.
Like some fall-y looking
Flowers.
You can delete this part so Sam thinks you thought of it yourself.
And delicious pie.
Exactly.
I think she's figured out by now that I'm not the most creative person in the world. So
you should also bring for your own security the drawer. Just take your drawer of snacks out and put it in the trunk of your car.
There's nothing in the drawer right now except for cough drops.
Oh, well,
cough drops and ibuprofen. Tell me it's winter without telling me it's winter.
Exactly. All right, let's get to our Thanksgiving thing. But on the topic of the drawer, just a little teaser. Okay. I had 2 holiday cookies that completely escaped my mind that need to be in the conversation for best Christmas cookie.
Oh, wow, okay.
All right, so what we're gonna do? We're not gonna do a draft because
we've done that.
Everybody wants everything.
Yeah.
So we're gonna design our ideal plates and then give up a sleeper item that maybe is not that our families do, that maybe isn't a Thanksgiving staple for others, or just one of the underappreciated Thanksgiving items.
Yes.
Well, Rick, I'll let you go first. You're at Sam's place. Just get yourself in the mental, do the Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Get yourself there. And what does your plate look like when you sit down? So the first plate you make.
Okay. I'm assuming we're saying turkey is more or less, there has to be at least a little bit of turkey because we've discussed that turkey is not my favorite of the said meats. If there is a ham at Thanksgiving, I am having the ham.
Okay.
I will have you have to have a little bit of turkey. So I will have probably 2 parts ham to 1 part turkey.
Okay.
On the first plate. Whenever it's been my mom's, there's or anyone in my family, the twice baked potato is a must. It's so good. So I'll have a twice baked potato on that first plate.
Yep.
Multiple rolls, because you need the multiple rolls, because that, like, spoiler alert, like, quality of bread products is my underrated item.
Oh,
because if you just like yada 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 the bread, when you think about everything that like can get sopped up into that bread, or the use of it as like an accent piece the day of, but then used for sandwiches maybe the day after.
Yeah. So
Like-
at Easter we would get the King's Hawaiian because it's the ham. That would really work great with turkey. The King's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
works
that's
with everything. Let's be honest. Like,
true.
It's great. But I think what you're talking about, sopping up all those flavors, would probably not the best thing for something with that much pop to it.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
To be a vehicle, right?
Yeah, exactly. But so I'm also having cranberry sauce.
Okay.
As of the moment, I will take my gelatinous blob of cranberry sauce because it's delicious.
Yeah.
And I gotta have corn. So yeah, it's corn.
It's a big lump of knobs. It's got the juice.
I also had that on my dating profile.
There you go. Hey, you can't lie to people.
Yeah, right.
You want to show honesty right off the bat.
Right.
All right. That's out. Because for me, the first plate is there's things I will skip first time because I want to make sure I get my fill of I want the first plate to be the classics.
Okay.
So I'm going. Well, I'm trying to picture like the way it's laid out. Usually turkey is the first thing you take.
Okay.
Based on the layout of the table or whatever. So
sure.
I got a big, like a dining plate. Top left corner is turkey.
Gotcha.
Top right corner, and maybe a little more into the middle, is mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, there have been times I've thought about just making my plate all mashed potatoes and just throwing everything on top of it.
Oh, making it like a KFC bowl?
It's my own chihuahua.
Yeah.
So yes, but a KFC bowl is more accurate. But then it's the bottom right corner is corn. That's for sure. And then my aunt makes this. It's like diced squared potatoes in a cheesy.
Yes.
Yeah, like a cheese sauce with cheese melt. I know that is 2 potato items on my plate, but back off of me. It's Thanksgiving.
Right. So also, who cares?
Yeah, that's the bottom.
If it's good.
Corner. Yes. Bottom left corner gets those. And then the 2 items on top, the turkey and the mash, get covered in gravy and pepper. And then I'll grab I'll like Gronk spike a roll on top of that plate. And then that's my top plate.
Nice.
I'll come back for occasionally, like if a green bean casserole is made right, it's pretty good. And I'll grab some of the other, cranberry sauce or whatever here and there. But that for me is the go-to first plate. I can almost envision it. Yeah. Because I'm with you. Like, I'm not the guy who's going to go several times a year, make a turkey. A, because it's a pain in the ass, but B, the payoff isn't that great. Right. Yeah. Turkey's fine. But when someone knows how to do it, and my aunt this is the same man who does the pierogies. Or not
nice.
Punchkis. She does do pierogies too. Was her recipe at Barrel Club for their pierogies, by the way.
Oh,
okay. So she's great at those. But I was talking about she's been on TV making her punchkis in her family room before, or in the kitchen before. So she really knows what she's doing. So I can't wait. That's my plate. I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for a week now. Yep. And it's so close.
Yeah. That's why it's going to be so weird.
Yeah.
Because my staples are no longer the staples of where I'm going to be. So I'm kind of excited to see what else there is.
Yeah.
Or even if it's just like there's less overall thing, like number of things, but they're just like all really good. That's fine.
You know what? The overnight host down where you're going.
Yeah. Actually, he really should be, because it's like, okay, where is this place? Well, it's somewhere between Springfield and St. Louis.
That's Ranji country, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm willingly going there,
even though he might be around.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So now,
so what's your like underrated item?
All right. So my family's always made this, and maybe it's just my family. But it's like a whipped Jello. It's almost the consistency of Cool Whip.
Okay.
It is not transparent.
Okay.
It's like fluffy, like Cool Whip. I don't know another way to describe it. But maybe like a little more dense than Cool Whip. Like you could like slice and scoop.
Okay.
Like pink Jello dish.
Nice.
It's amazing. I don't know what makes it Thanksgiving, but it's something that's sort of always just been around at my family's Thanksgivings. And it's almost like I've had it since I've been a kid, and I just need it It's like that last little sweet taste that I need because I'm just so used to it. That's always been there for Thanksgiving. So I don't know if it's going to be at my aunt's house, but I'm hoping so.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay, remember when you would like at school you'd get like the gelatin, like the Jello cup?
Yes.
It would be partially Jello and then partially like the cream.
Yeah.
It's like that cream. That's kind of the consistency of it.
Oh, okay. That's good. I mean?
Like those are good. They still make those?
I don't know.
Cups? You know who
I haven't had Jello in a minute.
If they exist, those are Pete's. And you could also buy like the bigger one that was like in the bunch shape. Yeah.
And you'll have to give up Addy to get 2 of them at Pete's.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's the only bad thing about Pete's, man, is that place is expensive.
Yeah, it's not the cheapest. It's not the cheapest. But if you need it, it's there.
Yes.
I love that place.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Like that's one where like I would have more fun walking around it than probably spending money at it because I'm like, how did I go through this much money?
It's also beautiful.
Yes.
The way they like stack their produce and it's all really nice. I love that. It's I don't care. Like, I'll pay more to shop there because I just appreciate the effort they put forth and the quality of everything. And it's awesome. I had a good experience at Pete's last week when I made Charlie's chili, but we'll get to that later.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. You got your item? Did you give it already?
I mean, just like the making sure you have a better quality bread is probably, I guess that was kind of what I thought of. I mean, dessert wise, like I'm not a big pumpkin guy, but when it was my family getting together, they're always at
look on camera.
What?
Despite how you look on camera right now.
I know. Yeah, I know. Right. Seriously. Like I was wearing this shirt and you were like, because to pull back the curtain to show how much we plan, it was like 10:15 and Jay's like, hey, we should probably record today, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, how about 11? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
so I because I was prepping for my article I got to write. Haven't showered yet. Probably pretty evident, but like you
look fragrant. Anyway, you're not a big pumpkin guy.
Not a big pumpkin guy, but my mom makes the best pumpkin pie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This is what I'm told by people who love pumpkin.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm like you. I'm a you didn't say this, but I'm assuming like a once a year pumpkin pie guy.
Yes.
Like Thanksgiving, give it to me, put that big dollop of whipped cream on it. It ties everything together very nicely. But if I was ever at a pie restaurant, like on a random day, even in the fall, it'd be like 4th or 5th on a depth chart.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be on my depth chart. Yeah. You can walk on if you want. I don't care.
I like the consistency of it when it's made right. But it's just, it's that fall profile, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, the elitist cinnamon as we heard last week.
Always elitist.
And all that stuff. But I don't know. I just feel like it fits at Thanksgiving. So I have it then. So I have other stuff too. Don't get me wrong. But I have to have a piece on Thanksgiving. To
reference the poll that we put up on the Twitters, who knows? Could have been our last poll that we put up on Twitter. that basically are the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts elitist?
Yes.
Which I did kind of mean it more in the like within the Pop-Tart realm.
Yes.
But still, I don't know. I think it's just like for whatever reason, I always felt like cinnamon was more of like this. Ooh, it's cinnamon. Like there's I don't know if allure is the right term to it, but just like growing up and stuff, I always kind of felt like that. So I was just like, oh, it's got cinnamon. So
like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah. Extremely the cereal.
Well, Rick, 28% of people agreed with you on
You're
Twitter.
Damn right. That's more than I expected.
And speaking of that, Greg Braggs, who does Barons at CHGO, puts out a tweet yesterday saying, what's the worst food and why is it peanut butter? How do I know 2 people with such similar body types and such awful takes? It's just an amazing thing for me.
Our takes are elite. That like I don't care that he is 100% correct on that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other people in general that I know that are anti. I've had some people like reach out on Twitter, but I just don't remember their handles off the top of my head that have said they don't like it. But also Jason Leisure of the Sun Times, not a peanut butter guy.
Professional curmudgeon, Jason. Yeah. Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Hey, I
don't know Jason real well, but just knowing his personality, that really tracks with him is like, yeah, I don't eat peanut butter. Okay.
I don't think he's not as much of a curmudgeon as you think.
I think he's got a very like a dry and sarcastic sense of humor.
1,000,000%.
Which I greatly appreciate.
Yes.
I love that.
It's
my favorite brand.
Yeah. Jason's the best. Having filled in for Tony like 3 times on Sports Adjacent. Really like working with Jason. Jason's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy for sure. You mentioned the word elite.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you about the elite experiences I've had at Mazda of Orland Park.
Look at you.
Buying my new CX-30, my CX-5 a few years ago. I'm a Mazda customer for life, and more specifically, a Mazda of Orland Park customer for life. Go visit their showroom, 8910 West 159th Street, 708-444-3200. Rick, I think I have to go in this week.
Mm-hmm.
I got in my new CX-30, and I think my fatness has already made the chair squeaky. So I'm gonna get some WD-40 and spray down the track.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've been as I'm bouncing around, so I got to go get checked out, and they'll check it out, and they'll say, "Here you go, it's fixed. Now leave, sir." It's a great experience there. The service is outstanding. It's quick. They're helpful. They're fair. All those things you want in a car dealership. So go check them out. MazdaofOrlandPark.com. All right. I can't wait any longer to talk about this.
Okay.
I know it's our Thanksgiving show, but it is what it is. Earlier this week, there was a fundraiser for a program at Addie's school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those, like, just like the Portillo's thing I talked about the other week, where you go and they give a percentage. They had this Buona beef.
Okay.
You not have to wait 2 hours for our food at Buona beef. So someone on like the group's Facebook page was like, "You've got to try the Buona beef bites." And I've seen these before. I've seen them advertised. I've seen them as I walked. I'm like, "Oh, those look kind of interesting." But for whatever reason, it just took me this one person's suggestion to actually go through with it and try it. I'm going to put them up on the screen here on YouTube, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. This is not my photo. This is the photo courtesy of Buona beef. So what they are, it is a ball of Italian beef, giardiniera, and cheese. And these are much cheesier than they appear in the photo. Breaded and deep fried in a ball shape and served with marinara.
Mm-hmm.
They're sprinkled with Parmesan.
Oh, yeah.
So these come home. They're significantly big.
They made it home?
Well, Hope brought them home for me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was home. So I would say, I don't know, bigger than a golf ball.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm struggling to find a comparison.
How does it compare? How does it compare to? Oh, not as big as a meatball.
Like a medium-sized meatball. That's probably a good way to put it.
Okay.
So about that big. Slice it, and it's just like a nice, firm, crunchy, but not like overly crispy taste.
Yeah.
This was one of the best fast food items I've ever had.
Really?
I'm not kidding. Like, it will be a go-to every time I go to Buona.
Oh.
It was that good. And what did I text you? Like, run, do not walk to Buona and get these.
Yes. Yes. And of course, I forgot.
Well, put it on your list.
Buona.
Bring Buona beef bites to Thanksgiving.
Those will 1,000% not make it all the way down.
Yeah, it's a long ride down, so they might not make it. But oh man, those were so good.
It almost seems like they're finding their version of like it feels like the new. You know how there's always like a trendy app, at restaurants. It feels like we're in the middle of one of the trendy apps being like first it was like a Southwest egg roll. Now it's like Italian beef egg rolls.
Yeah.
And mind you, they're delicious. Like pretty much wherever I've had them, they're wonderful. So it makes sense that Buona is like, well, we have beef.
Yeah, have you ever had like an arancini?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. That's the closest comparison I can make. But you could eat it with your hand and like eat it like but it's I was just cutting it and eating it with a fork. They're so good. Buona, Buona is really, I've talked a lot about them a lot. They're really flying up my power rankings of fast food places because they've got a ton of options.
Yeah.
Their buffalo chicken sandwich is great. Their burgers are good. They've got individual pizzas that are really good.
Just be careful with the buffalo chicken sandwich.
Why?
It doesn't say on the menu that there's blue cheese.
Oh yeah, I get a plain. I don't need anything on my buffalo chicken sandwich aside from sauce.
Right.
So yeah,
It
just
comes with cheese, cool, but not 100% necessary. But
yeah,
like
cheese on there. I'm on a diet. Please take the cheese off my fried chicken sandwich.
yeah, right.
But I'm really, Buona is really, really good. And they've got like not only do they have like the Pepsi machines, they've got like fresh iced tea,
Yeah.
like stills, I guess you would call them. It's a great place. The food, all the food's good.
Mhm.
It's not overly expensive for what you're getting.
Right.
I'm a big fan of Buona.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the Pepsi machine is like a half demerit.
Yeah, I prefer Coke pretty much any fountain.
Yes.
I might like Pepsi in the can or bottle better, but I like Coke better in a fountain. And it's not even close when you compare fountain.
Oh yeah, no. That's a runaway. I'm still Coke when it comes to pretty much any way, shape, or form.
Well, that's by the way, good deal at the Jewels this week.
Oh yeah.
If you buy 4 12 packs of Coke, they're $3.99 each.
Oh, okay.
I got 48 Diet Cokes for $16.
Nice.
Ish,
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah, tax, whatever.
Yeah, but it was a great deal. So check that out. The Jewels.
At the Jewels.
Hold on. Yeah, that's
What?
Jewel. I didn't know if it was Jewel or Mariano's because I had to go 2 places for my mom's mac and cheese yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And neither of them had it.
It's not great.
So I had a Target delivery. I tried Instacart too. And then we have it on Instacart. I'm like, great, deliver it. And then they're like, oh, they don't have this here. Can we get you this thing instead? No, I want that specific thing because it's the only thing she'll eat. The Panera mac and cheese. It's all my mom eats.
Okay. So there's a place that we've spoken about on this podcast many times.
Yes.
That has not been available for months because of a move.
Right.
Now I can't tell exactly, but I think, and we are recording on Saturday, I believe it has opened today. Gnarly Knots is back in our lives, and our lives are better for it. And I have
like to give a warm welcome to our owner, JB Brisker.
Sorry, I had to derail you with the JB Brisker.
It's so good. Gnarly Knots is open.
Yeah.
And it is walking distance for me.
You could you could rappel out your window and land on their front porch.
Yes.
We should be like one of those flight suits. Like the military wears. Rick just out his window just lands right at Gnarly Knots. Good morning, Rick. Hey guys, how's it going?
And so here's an update. And for those that are newer to the podcast and do not know of the wonderment of Gnarly Knots, essentially they make delicious pretzels in many different varieties. So some of their specialties, which now that they moved from Winfield to Lombard to have more space and be able to do more stuff, so they have their specials. So here's just some of the specials that they have.
I'm going to share the screen on YouTube, by the way, and then as Rick's talking, I'll just cycle through their Facebook posts.
Yes, because I'll just read the graph from the Daily Herald story. In Lombard, each day they'll offer all 7 of their stuffed pretzel specials: triple cheese, pretzel dog, Italian beef, pepperoni pizza, barbecue beef brisket, Monte Cristo, and chocolate chip cookie dough, in addition to their normal all-day pretzels with a variety of various toppings. Like, this is
As
Jay,
you were reading,
I might die.
Yeah, I know, and I'm a little bit concerned for you, but just pace yourself, I will say, and I will give you the good news. It is today. As I was scrolling through their graphics on the YouTubes there, I saw that today is the day. So I know as soon as we're done, you're going there.
As soon as my article is done and I actually shower, I am.
It is Gnarly Knots and coffee now. Coffee's in the title, which implies you can go and chill next to their Wi-Fi, get some work done, eat some coffee, eat some pretzels. That to me sounds like they're encouraging that behavior.
This is true.
Mobile office.
It might be a little packed on the first day for mobile office things.
Excuse me, I'll be here working for the next 3 hours. Can you all move over, please?
Yeah, exactly.
Move your line. Yeah.
I am
honestly thinking about going today.
I'm so excited.
Like, we have nothing going on today aside from me having to work tonight.
Yeah.
We were talking about maybe going to see Black Panther, but it looks really nice out. Maybe a road trip to Lombard is in the cards.
There you go. And of course, once I'm done, I'm going to be leaving Lombard for the rest of the day. Yeah, I know.
What if I had it before you? How unfair would that be?
That would be kind of cruel. But you know what I'd have to do? Have it 3 times as much as you. Just to
make up for it, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right, that's fair. Oh, I'm so excited for you. That's awesome.
It's incredible. Like, to have that walking distance, just like I could go there for like a breakfast type thing and just get like a generic. And okay, new hours. Let me go over the hours because this is important.
Oh,
this
yeah.
was
they're open from like 3 to 3:15 before.
Yeah, it was rough. Now, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Huge. Awesome. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. And 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday. It was literally like 11 to 3, I think, Monday through Saturday before.
Yeah.
So this is a big expansion of their hours. They've got more space. They've got more stuff. They've got more hours. This is good for everybody.
I went there the one time I went there, which was the one in Winfield. I was out that way for must have been a remote.
Yeah.
And then I got there, like you said, like I got there probably 2:35 or something. And I could tell they were starting to close.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I made it. So I don't know. Look, when you're done, when we're done here, text me. And if it doesn't look insane, I might actually make the trip today.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely gonna walk down there for lunch.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that's gonna happen.
And we gotta look, I know we talk about them a lot, but now that you're so close, you gotta put your sales guy hat on a little bit.
Yeah, this is true.
We'll get them in on the podcast. You know, yeah, I think it's such a natural fit.
It is.
It's a perfect size business.
Yep.
You know, so anyway, it worked out for Frato's, didn't it?
It has.
They seem pretty happy. So if you're out in the Schaumburg area, go visit our friends at Frato's Culinary Kitchen, 628
Look at
Roselle Road. Hey, I'm just saying. FratosPizza.com, FratosBakery.com. If you really want to have some fun, follow them on Instagram at Fratos Pizza and look at all the amazing things they make there. It is the home of the I'm Fat burger, grilled cheese, and pizza, all of which are fantastic and a little bit spicy. We have learned from some of our less spice enthusiastic fans. So go check them out. They've got the mozzarella sticks. They've got everything that you want there. They've got the RC machine, but the burgers, the pizzas are great. The apps are amazing. The mozzarella sticks are a meal in themselves. It's just, I cannot speak more highly of Frato's. I wish I lived in Schaumburg so I could be there several times a week. They also do catering. They catered my my wife's grandmother's 100th birthday, and it was a complete smash success. We got letters for weeks from Hope's aunts and parents and grandma about how wonderful the food was. They knocked it out of the park catering wise. So do not hesitate. If you're anywhere near Schaumburg, make it a point to go check out Frato's Pizza, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg.
So, speaking of Schaumburg,
yes,
yesterday mentioned went out met Sam's parents.
Yeah,
as part of an outing. Went to an escape room for the first time, which, by the way, lots of fun. Also, incredibly frustrating. And also, I want to meet the people that come up with all the stuff. Like, not just like A, the storyline, B, how, hey, we have all this crap that we can throw in a room. Let's make it have significance with said storyline. And like all the just everything involved, because it is so intricate and so many clues and so many things. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I also apparently cannot operate a lock to save my life, which is funny because that was always your thing.
You gave me so much shit about that too.
Well, it's because you know what I wasn't doing? Paying attention before we started, and they were like, hey, these are the types of locks. So the thing that I forgot is once you try something and it doesn't work, you have to like click the lock a few times to like reset it.
Oh,
So I'm like, I'm trying all these different versions of like, it's like I have this I know it's these 3 numbers. I just don't know what order. I'm like, why isn't it working? What the hell? I never reset it. So I had the right thing most of the time, but I was too much of an idiot
you
and not
ass.
paying enough attention. So yeah, so that was a thing. But after that, we went to Westwood Tavern,
Okay.
1385 North Meacham in Schaumburg, and I sent you the menu. The menu is intriguing and plenty of drink options as well, whether you're if you want like liquor or beer or whatever. So this is where I know I've got some ins with the family now, because we were looking at the menu. I was stuck between 2 things, and Sam's brother-in-law Steve was stuck between 2 things. Well, when we were talking, we realized they were the same 2 things. So what did we do? We each got one, split it in half, so we could each have it.
Okay.
And
Good move.
then I was like, hey, it's podcast research. I mean, this is for the betterment of the podcast that we do it this way.
Yes.
So the 2 things that we got. Also, he had the fries, which looked really good. I had the tots, which were great.
I mean,
So it's
never
tots.
go wrong with tots.
Right. It's corn. Corn, tots, really, like maybe is that the next track on the album?
It's tots.
Yeah, they're tots.
Tender one. Oh my god.
So the steak bacon burger. Again, no bad words.
Thank you.
No bad words there. So you just get a burger with this like thick cut steak bacon, apparently, that is jalapeno glazed.
Oof.
Which gave it just like that little bit of heat, just like a little twinge of heat, which maybe our Frato's person would not like. But when you then put it with like the cheddar and then just like, whatever condiments you want on it, was awesome. Really, really good burger. And then the monstrosity next to it is the braised short rib foot long grilled cheese.
So that's half of it?
That's half of it.
Oh, damn.
Because like that's not a super small burger or anything like that.
No, that's a significant burger.
Yes.
I thought you had just yet to cut the other part of the thing in half. That is
no. Yeah, that's half. So it's essentially just like the grilled cheese is the short rib along with Gouda, sharp cheddar, and Fontina.
Oh.
And then if you want, it comes with mushrooms, but we were like, get these mushrooms out of our face.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah. And it comes like a tomato basil like dip.
Oh, that's
dude,
clutch.
It was so good.
Yeah, I got to update the I'm Fat map. I haven't changed it in a while. I got to start adding some things in here.
Yeah, and now I'm actually starting to get stuff that's like north of 64, which is kind of our blind spot.
Yeah, that's it. That's perfect. This place looks good. Westwood Tavern and Tap, 1385 North Meacham and Schaumburg.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'll be at Frato's every time, but maybe I'll stop off there for a steak. What was it? Steak bacon burger dessert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Steak bacon burger dessert. Yes. But yeah, and like lots of TVs, like big area too. There's like there's a pretty big like U-shaped bar, like when you first walk in, and then there's like seating around it, but then there's like a whole second level that's got a lot of seating to it too, and like a second bar up there. So really nice looking place.
Nice. I will check that out.
Yes.
All right. Last week I talked on the show about how I had a taste for chili and I wanted chili and I need it and for people to send me recipes. So Charlie, the bacon guy, sent me his chili recipe. And I can't give it away.
Sure.
Obviously, but I used some of his bacon in it because that's recommended. I used the barbecue bacon.
Nice.
So the beauty part is I was alone on Sunday. So I started doing this around 10 a.m. because I wanted to have it done by the Bears game. So I went to Pete's, got all the accoutrement.
I was gonna say, is this a 40-year-old virgin scenario we're walking into?
No, it's not. So because I ate it, get home, start making it, and I really like where I could just before I left, I cleaned the kitchen.
Mhm.
I came home and was like, okay, I'm gonna get everything out that I need. I'm gonna like pre-sort the ingredients so everything's ready, and then I'll just get it all. Then I'll start the cooking process because I hate like doing it and then like, oh god, this isn't done yet, and then it cooks too long. So everything ready to go, and I was bugging Charlie, and I didn't know he was at his daughter's christening, and he kept responding to me. He was like, "No, add this." I'm like, just tell me to shut up. I'll bother you.
Oh my god, that's great.
But he was as excited about me making it as I was making it. So the great part is I'm making the bacon in the oven for the chili. I'm like, well, I half the recipe, so I didn't need a pound of bacon. I only needed a half pound. So I had the other on the side as I'm cooking. I'm just eating barbecue bacon, just getting the palate going. Man, let me tell you, it was so good. I followed the directions to a T. The only difference is he said the minced jalapeno, and I don't know how to like cut. I'm not a good cutter.
Your knife skills aren't up to par.
Yeah, and I think they're very dull. And he told me to buy a knife sharpener, and I will. But what I did was I took the jalapenos, split them, seeded them, and I took a cheese shredder, and I just did this with the jalapeno, like on the rough.
Oh, okay.
Actually made like a jalapeno, almost like a relish, which isn't exactly what I was going for, but it did the job.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm like, look at me improvising. I was pretty proud of myself for that. And I had to, chop up some garlic, which is easy, but man, it turned out so good. The only thing I said to Charlie was it's a little bit sweet, but the recipe doesn't call for, he's like, add salt to taste. And I know I didn't add enough salt.
Okay.
So that because I had it done. He's like, now is the time to taste it to see if you want to add salt. Taste it. I'm like, okay, it needs a little salt. And I made a big, like a Dutch oven thing of it. Not the kind you pull the sheet over your head.
Right.
The other kind of Dutch oven. And I just put like 2 big pinches of salt.
Okay.
And I'm sure that I probably should have at least doubled that for a pot that big. And then he also uses his like a proprietary hot sauce that the chefs make at Beatrix with him.
Oh, okay.
Called Scorpion Sauce. So I went to Pete's and I bought Melinda's habanero.
Okay.
It's in like a little bottle, white label with like a very beautiful woman on it. And it was a habanero sauce, and it was only 2 peppers out of 5, like for their heat rating. I'm like, well, this is perfect for like everybody can eat this now. So I put like 6 dashes of that in there, and it made it just the right amount of spice. It was hot. It was excellent. It was so good. And then he said it'll be better in 2 days. So I made it and I put it in the fridge for 2 days. And sure enough, like after all the flavors had kind of like come together, even better. I also think now thinking back on it, I think the barbecue bacon made it a little too sweet too. I think next time I'll put the more standard, like a plain or like the rosemary pepper garlic, one of his more standard bacon flavors, because I do think the bacon made it a little sweeter than it needed to be. But
interesting.
Man, it was awesome. I almost bought what I needed to make it again this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it that much. So next time I'll just make a full batch and just freeze it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's what I'll do next time. Then I also don't have to math.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I had to ask the smart speaker, what is a half of a tablespoon? It's a teaspoon and what was it? I forget what it was.
Like
but it was
teaspoon and change.
Yeah, it's like a teaspoon and a half or something like that. So,
okay.
Anyway, it was terrific. And I know Charlie told some people if they order bacon, he'll send a recipe if they ask.
Oh, okay.
So
that's smart.
There you go. We'll tell you how to order bacon from Charlie here in a bit. And one more thing, Rick, before do you have anything else?
I do. I have one more.
Do your thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I mentioned, I don't even know how many weeks ago now, that there's like every town has some of those buildings that are just like, for whatever reason, whatever goes in there is always doomed.
Yeah.
Well, there's a new thing in one of those buildings in Lombard, and I think it might actually have some staying power going in. Roadhouse 38 is at 275 West Roosevelt Road. So it's essentially on Roosevelt between Main Street Lombard and 355.
Okay.
And I went in there like by myself. I was essentially just like, I needed to get out. So I'm like, okay. So I go in there, I'm like doing some of my basketball prep stuff. I look at the menu and I saw pepper jack mac and cheese bites.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yep. I sent you a picture of those and they were awesome. Like, I think with some mac and cheese bites, there's not enough cheese to balance out the macaroni.
Yeah.
Like, that can be something that happens. This had like the perfect amount where you take the bite, and if you have it like upside down, then there's going to be some cheese that oozes out.
Oh yeah.
It, man, really good. Like a nice light fry. It's not like super, super heavy. So, like,
It's a huge menu.
it is a giant menu.
Wow.
Lots of options for people. I got along with that, like those were like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, could not recommend more. The wings were fine.
Okay.
Like now mind you, I wasn't eating them the quickest because I was like in the middle of, oh God, I actually found something. Let me like go down the rabbit hole of seeing if this like prop is going to work. Cause that's how I operate.
Yeah.
And so they sat there for a second, but a sauce on their wings, which have like a lighter fry compared to some wings, when it sat there with the sauce, started to kind of come off when I would like try to like cut the boneless wing in half or whatever.
Huh.
So that part wasn't great, but the flavor of it was very good. Their barbecue sauce was very good. Just probably eat them right when you get them.
Okay.
And you're going to be just fine. But like there's lots of TVs in there, like real nice setup. They've got a lot of different nights and different specials they have. So I'm definitely going to be going back at some point. So
Are you going to do this on the screen, the Big Hoss Challenge?
Probably not.
3 10-ounce burger patties, American cheddar, Swiss, pepper jack, lettuce, tomato, onion, bacon, topped with onion rings,
Mhm.
and an entire pickle, surrounded by 4 servings of fries. Eat it all in less than an hour, and it's free. You also get a Roadhouse t-shirt and your picture posted on Facebook.
See, that one actually seems feasible considering you're given an hour to do it.
It's the fries that get you.
100%.
4 servings of fries. That's like the burger is doable
that
if
might
you do it
be
yourself.
you need like some hot sauce or something with the fries. Like you can't just go straight fry for that. You need something to like cut it a little bit.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that place looks good. Huge menu.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Good.
Yeah. So I will go back and try it again, try some different stuff, and report back if there's anything else that's like, oh, this is absolutely a thing.
Sounds good. By the way, last week I mentioned my cousin's place, Uncle Bud's,
Mm-hmm.
97th and Cicero. The kitchen is now open.
Nice.
So they've got your standard burgers, wings, all that sort of stuff. Lots of cold beers. I think there's a big football game tonight. Like, is it Mount Carmel and St. Rita or something huge like that on the south side? And they're going to be showing it at Uncle Bud's. This will have passed by the time you hear it because this is Saturday. But Uncle Bud's 97th and Cicero has their kitchen open. So if you've been waiting for the kitchen to open, get in there and give it a shot. And their Uncle Bud's burgers are, from what I hear, amazing. So I got to head out there. I'm going to be there this week too. So got to check out Uncle Bud's for the first time. And so we talked about holiday cookies a while back.
Mm-hmm.
And talked about like our favorites, the white fudge Oreos, and of course Santa's favorites / anus jingles, bells and stars, all those things. Yesterday, I'm making the south side tour of grocery stores, and trying to find mac and cheese, and I find mint chocolate Milanos.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if these are holiday exclusive, and if I'm wrong, someone let me know.
Mm-hmm.
But they're in like the holiday Pepperidge Farm bag. It's got like holly on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So those are great. And then I texted Hope, like, I'm on my way home. I'll be home in time for Addie's to take Addie to the musical early.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, great. There's a sweet treat for you on the kitchen table. And then like a snowflake. Candy cane JoJo's from Trader Joe's.
Oh, yeah, that is right up your alley.
Yes, which is the Oreo with what is the word? Candy cane, like crumbled up into the cream. So there's like that crunchy, minty, chocolatey sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. But dude, the Milanos, when you talk about like the texture and the ratios and everything, they get it perfect. The Milanos are really good, underrated.
Doubles, the double.
I don't think they have the mint in doubles.
Oh, okay. But double is still elite.
Okay.
When we're talking ratios, That's elite.
Well, more is always better than less when it comes to the frosting.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a given. But I just think the cookie itself, the quality of the ingredients, Milanos are top notch. I love them.
Yes.
I enjoy them very, very much. Should we get to our Ask a Fat section?
Let's do it.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy Charlie the Bacon Guy, and here he is with this week's bacon report.
Thanks, Jay. This week starts the holiday menu. Maple pepper, chorizo, and rosemary. Bacon jams are the original and the bourbon. Cutoff is this coming Wednesday for any special flavors. As always, in 8 pounds or more, and I'll make it for you. Got to give me a couple weeks, though. Thank you to everybody who placed their pre-orders for the holiday season. I am going to be extremely busy, and I appreciate it. But don't forget to add your merchandise to the orders, your hats, your baseball caps, your beanies, beer fridge magnets, T-shirts, hockey jerseys, stickers, buttons, and all that fun stuff. Keep the orders coming, and I'll keep curing and smoking. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
All right, that's important. Well, he had to whip it together quick because,
okay.
well, as we mentioned, we decided to record at 11, at 10, and I texted Charlie at 10:50 saying, "Can you get me a bacon report?" And he got it done quickly for us. So, thank you to Charlie for getting that done. But that deadline, that's important. If you want a special flavor, something he didn't mention, like I know somebody ordered a whole bunch of apple butter bacon last week, and the jalapeno garlic is a favorite. The ranch is a favorite. If you want one of those, you've got to get the order placed by Wednesday, the 23rd. That is this Wednesday. You got to order 8 pounds or more from Charlie when you do. So if you want those special flavors, you've got to do that. Now, the other flavors that he mentioned are available for purchase in 1 pound packs as traditionally. But if you want that special batch made, you've got to let him know by Wednesday, the 23rd, the day before Thanksgiving. So do it. So how do you get in touch with Charlie? Very simple. Email him, charliethebaconguy@gmail.com. He's on Instagram at Charlie the Bacon Guy, and on Twitter at CZ the Bacon Guy. His DMs are open. He's very easy to reach for now on Twitter. Yes, and make sure you reach out and get that stuff, those orders placed in time for the holidays, because it just makes such a great gift. And I know I say it every week, but I want to make sure we reiterate this going into the holidays. Have no fear about ordering so far ahead of Christmas, because they freeze up great. You're going to want to give it to them frozen anyway, because if you're bringing a gift, chances are you're at a party. So you're going to want to pack a cooler of the frozen bacon so it makes it home safe and sound. So order it now. It freezes up beautifully. That barbecue bacon I used in Charlie's chili, I found buried in my chest freezer. I just I need to find some bacon. I'm like, oh, there's some. Pull it out. Barbecue. That's perfect for chili. So it lasted forever and was absolutely perfect when I made it. So do not hesitate. CharlieTheBaconGuy@gmail.com. Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, and at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. All right, we've got one voicemail today. If you want to leave us one, 708-858-3314 is the number.
Hello, Fats. This is Jim from Bolingbrook. Jay, I heard you recently say how much you like Three Musketeers, almost apologetically. I know there's a lot of people out there that try to claim that they're trash, but shit's been around since 1932. So for it to survive that kind of longevity,
damn right,
somebody's eating them. I think they're absolutely delicious. Also, guys had mentioned the white chocolate Oreos. Never had them before, so I got them based on the suggestion, and I must say they're very, very good. It sucks that they won't have them, except around the holidays, but you live, you learn.
Here it comes.
Also, I have a fat confession. Since McRib's been back, I've had 10. All right, so that's all I got. Talk to you later.
That's what we call bearing the lead.
Oh man, it's been so long since we had good fat fashion.
10 McRibs.
That's a lot.
That's too many McRibs. McRibs. Your heart is gonna rip out of your chest and run down the street. I'm not. I'm one of those people that's like neutral on the McRib.
Yeah, like
now and again,
I don't choose it.
but yeah, I rarely will get it, especially now that I know that it's
gone.
Like possum knuckles. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not, but I don't know. I have no real interest. If I'm going to get McDonald's, by the way, I went to the McDonald's on Ogden.
Are you sure it's not moose?
Might be. The McDonald's on Ogden and Lake, and they have like their drive-through, and then there's like a little gardening area like before the street. And this is not McDonald's fault. It's just I was in the city, and there's a rat just like frolicking, like doop doop doop, just like running around his garden. He's like boop, boop, like licking water out of the sewer, like like the waffle sewer cap.
Yeah,
like, that's gross. I get to just stare at that until I get my nugs. They're like, couldn't I have waited to see that? I guess not. And I was telling, we're walking out of CHGO, which is basically like in an alley.
Mm-hmm.
It is technically a street. Trying to get Marion hosted there yesterday was a challenge. But I'm telling Greg the story, and as I'm telling him, a rat runs across the alley. I'm like, summoning these lately, which isn't the best feeling in the world.
Right. Stay out of businesses, Jay. We don't need a repeat of forever ago.
God. Oh, by the way, speaking of businesses that I pretend that I had a hand in destroying, Maze Q House. Remember Maze?
Yeah.
It had a fire. It burned down. They reopened a full-size restaurant in Linwood, 20600 Torrance Avenue in Linwood, which is as close to Indiana as you get without it being Indiana. Maze Q House is reopened. The place is freaking hopping on weekends, man. They share on their Instagram all the pictures, like people dancing and just having a great time. A beautiful patio, a beautiful bar and restaurant. So go support Maze Q House. It's a wonderful place, Black-owned business. It's fantastic. So important to keep them thriving, especially since they started their business and then had a fire, and now they've rebuilt. So it's really important to get support. But it looks like they're getting it, which is great. So
nice.
All right, one email. Here we go.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
We've only got the one email today, and it's from Caro. And Caro asked us if we've seen these items in our local store. These are the stuffed puffs, big bites, filled marshmallows. He's holding up the bag of the birthday cake variety, and it is a frosted marshmallow with sprinkles filled with birthday cake bites. No, I've not had these. Yes, I will find them. And yes, I will review them.
You have a very specific set of skills that will help you find them and consume them.
Yes. Oh, did you have the potato bites? The Lay's bites?
Yes. I do.
Do you have them handy?
I do.
Let's do a quick review before we wrap up. I forgot about those.
I'll have another one.
So I can't do it.
Okay.
I eated them.
Okay. So this
have
is
you had
the chocolate side. I did have them.
Okay.
And the clustery side. All right.
That was a good crunch. That really illustrates how they are.
Mm-hmm. So I like them. I'm not over the moon. Like, I'm not going to inhale them.
Sure.
But I will eat them, and they are good.
So here's what this reminded me of. Actually, Addie is the one who said this.
Okay.
I want to give props to Addie. Have you ever dipped your French fries in a Frosty?
Yes.
That is the taste.
Yeah.
That's
good.
It's the salty, the potato,
Mm-hmm.
and the chocolate.
The crunch is good. Getting the crunch is nice.
And if you go to Sugar Goat on Randolph, which is Stephanie Izard's bakery, they have I don't know what they call it, but it's like a frosty pie. So the pie crust is like shoestring chips.
Ooh.
And then it's like a chocolate malt filling.
Yeah.
And that's the same. That's what Addie said. It tastes like that. And that's accurate. So yeah, they're really good. And they are abundantly available at every Walgreens now.
Okay.
I saw mine most recently where they keep like the movie candy, like in that circular bin, kind of between the photo mat and the checkout.
Yeah.
that's where I saw a whole bunch of them set up on display. So if you're looking, check that spot first, and then if not, it's in the seasonal like candy Christmas aisle for things there. So all right, that's all. That's it, man. That's the show. That's it. We did it.
Yep. Everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving. Make sure to give us reports on anything interesting from your Thanksgiving, whether it's food items or stories or anything else. 708-858-3314 for the voicemail line. And I'm fatpod@gmail.com to email those in or shoot them to us on any of our social media platforms, especially the ones that'll still be existing next week at I'm Fat Pod for any of those. Check us out on Patreon if you'd like. I'mFatMerch.com for the link to that gets you in 3, 2, 1 to the to our T Public shop. So I'mFatMerch.com makes that nice and easy.
Yep.
Subscribe and like videos on the YouTubes, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, all that stuff. Rate and review the podcast and check out Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen, 4J. I'm Rick. This is the I'm Fat Podcast.
I hope you have a fantastic day.